we're excited about your show.
Oh, cool.
Because it's sci-fi and it's very, very exciting. So I want you to tell us, what is the big difference for you from the remake, this new remake reboot of Tomorrow People versus the Old?
I mean, there's 40 intervening years, and clearly the futurism of the original has become the reality that we're all sort of living in. So there's a real darkness because, the sort of 70s London, isn't the world going to be fantastic? I think a lot of the sort of technological prescience has come true, but the harmony and utopian world that was supposed to follow hasn't. So our show is much more about 2013 and adolescents in real distress, as opposed to kids with cool powers.
So you're talking about the future. What about your futuristic AI that you have, giving you all this information? Where did that come from? What does that represent?
Well, I mean, that's no longer science fiction. I mean, the idea that we respond to technologies like humans. I mean, that has come and gone. I used Siri to find my way here, and what was slightly kitsch futurism in the original is now basically one step away from the world we're all living in. And I don't know, for me, having a sassy computer or having an artificial intelligence that has more personality than most humans is totally if you have comic relief, for me, I want it to be from an unlikely place. So having Tim be the sort of parent in the little lair of all these kids and be the one who's always sort of bitch slapping him and telling them that they're making stupid mistakes, and I don't know. I guess I like that sort of having a cold Vulcan mind in the sort of, you have all these adolescent passions, and you have this, there's no parents, they're a bunch of runaways, so the only voice of reason, the only sort of warden in the prison is this computer that they don't have to listen to. So I mean, every adolescent's fantasy is not having to listen to your parent.
True.
They just have to listen to him say, "I told you so."
I've asked all the other technicians this question, which is, of all the main characters, and you had to pick one that you identify with, who would it be? Everybody else said Stevens. So let's say you couldn't pick Stevens, and who would that be?
Well, I really relate to Jedediah. Because when I was a kid, for a while I really wanted to be a geneticist or a scientist or something along those lines. And obviously he's the bad guy and he's warped and diabolical, but I really like treating every scene like it has to be a treatise of reason. He's got to do some diabolical SHIT, but you have to get it to him through an elegant sort of logic. So it's kind of it's a bit of it's like a math, or not a math problem, but every scene is like a philosophical problem. How can you get him to do something awful without violating his credo, which seems like it kind of makes sense? How can you have a villain that all of his premises are true, but they add up to a sick program? I think that's really fun because Mark is just he's a fun guy to write.
Ask a sci-fi geek question now. What is your favorite sci-fi show? Or actually, I'll say
do fantasy.
Any show that you're watching right now that you're totally just, you cannot miss an episode. You have to be home to watch it.
Well, I mean, it's embarrassing because I'm always behind. I was just saying, I just watched The Sopranos 2 years ago. I just watched The Shield a year ago to get ready for my. I know. I'm watching this show called Breaking Bad now. I don't know if you've seen it. It's really quite good. I think it's gonna break. I think it's gonna pop. I think it's gonna, So yeah, I'm watching that pretty addictively right now.
Breaking Bad. How far are you?
I'm in season 4, so I've done that in a month. So I'm pretty deep. I had to quit The Shield. That was just watching 7 seasons at once. I had to take a little breather. So I'm doing Gangland with a little palate cleanser of meth, and then I'll finish.
All right.
I'm really into that.
Breaking Bad's a respect. I'll give you that. All right.
Then I saw the Veronica Mars movie
You solder it? Okay, jealous. Jealous much. Love Erotic Mars.
Yes. So that's my geek cred. It's awesome. Everybody can see it when it comes out.
I will be there.